Welcome to Neo Universus. Please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for more updates. A tariff is a tax on imported goods, and it's a tool governments use to influence trade and protect local industries. By making foreign products more expensive, tariffs are designed to encourage consumers to buy domestic, boosting local sales and supporting American jobs. On April 2, 2025, the Trump administration announced a sweeping 25% tariff on all foreign-made cars entering the U.S., a dramatic move that sent shockwaves through the North American auto industry and beyond. But the policy didn't stop at finished vehicles. A second wave of tariffs on imported auto parts was scheduled for May 3, 2025, threatening to impact nearly every car built in America, regardless of where it was assembled. Even vehicles assembled in the U.S. rely heavily on a global network of suppliers, so costs soared across the board as manufacturers scrambled to adapt. For American consumers, this meant higher prices at the dealership. Analysts predicted that the average new car could cost up to $5,000 more, putting extra strain on family budgets. Automakers like GM, Ford, and Stellantis, who had spent decades optimizing production across borders, suddenly faced chaos as their carefully crafted supply chains unraveled overnight. The financial markets reacted instantly, with automaker stocks plunging on fears of lower profits, factory slowdowns, and widespread supply chain disruptions. The entire industry braced for a future marked by higher costs, fewer sales, and growing economic uncertainty, as both manufacturers and consumers struggled to adjust. The tariffs marked a turning point, threatening to fundamentally reshape how and where cars are built in America for years to come. For American families, the dream of driving home in a brand new car just got a lot more expensive, and a lot more uncertain. Automakers scrambled to respond to the sudden 25% tariff. Volkswagen added import fees to sticker prices and halted shipments from Mexico, while Nissan paused U.S. orders for key models. BMW temporarily absorbed tariff costs to avoid shocking customers, but warned it couldn't last. Ford, hit hard by tariffs on its Mexican-built trucks and SUVs, raised prices by up to $2,000 and launched deep discounts to keep sales afloat. The industry's balancing act, passing on costs while trying to maintain demand, was unsustainable. Wall Street panicked, automaker stocks tumbled, and analysts predicted profits for the Detroit Big Three could drop by as much as 60%. The new tariffs injected massive risk, threatening supply chains and consumer demand. The auto sector, once a model of cross-border efficiency, now faced a perfect storm of uncertainty. The scramble was just beginning. The tariffs' financial shock quickly hit American workers. Stellantis announced temporary layoffs for 900 U.S. employees after idling plants in Canada and Mexico. Volvo, once hailed for job creation in South Carolina, laid off 125 workers as tariffs disrupted its supply chain. By June, layoffs spread across the Midwest's auto parts industry, devastating suppliers who rely on steady orders from automakers. As GM and Ford slashed orders and delayed projects, suppliers faced empty factories and tough choices. The logic was brutal. Automakers cut spending to offset billions in new costs, and suppliers paid the price. Thousands of smaller companies, the backbone of the industry, were forced to let workers go. Communities built around auto jobs felt the pain as layoffs rippled outward. The policy meant to protect American jobs was now erasing them. The ripple effect was just beginning. For car buyers, the tariffs meant one thing: higher prices. Ford tacked up to $2,000 onto Mexican-built trucks and SUVs, and other automakers followed suit. Some brands, like Mercedes-Benz, considered pulling entry-level models from the U.S. market, shrinking choices for budget-conscious buyers. Volkswagen added a visible import fee to window stickers, making the tariffs' impact clear. Luxury brands like Porsche simply passed the full cost to buyers, betting their customers could afford it. The result? Fewer affordable cars, more expensive trucks and SUVs, and a shrinking selection. Deutsche Bank analysts warned the burden would be shared by automakers, dealers, suppliers, and, most of all, consumers. Many buyers faced a tough choice: pay more, settle for less, or wait and hope for relief. The new tariffs were a tax on anyone hoping to drive something new. While the U.S. auto industry struggled with plant closures, layoffs, and uncertainty about the future, Canada found itself in a sweet spot, suddenly more appealing to global automakers looking for stability and access to markets. The tariffs targeted goods entering the U.S., raising costs for American-made vehicles and parts. This made Canada a more attractive hub for automakers serving global markets, especially those wanting to avoid new trade barriers. Automakers began shifting investment and sourcing to Canadian plants, eager to keep their supply chains running smoothly. By bypassing U.S. taxes, they could keep costs competitive and maintain access to both North American and overseas customers. Ontario's manufacturing sector saw new jobs and economic activity as companies expanded operations and hired more workers. Companies reconfigured their North American footprint, building new facilities and expanding existing ones in Canada. Canadian officials fielded calls from automakers eager to secure production outside the U.S. tariff regime, offering incentives and support. Factories in Canada could now serve both domestic and international markets, shipping vehicles worldwide with fewer trade obstacles. They operated without the new tax burden, giving them a clear advantage over their U.S. counterparts. Stellantis's Windsor plant idled temporarily, a reminder that the transition wasn't without bumps, but the long-term trend pointed to more investment north of the border. If tariffs persisted, Canada's advantage would only grow. Canada's auto sector stood to gain as Detroit's fortunes waned, with new opportunities emerging every month. The flow of capital and jobs was shifting north, redrawing the map of North American auto manufacturing. In the new trade reality, Canada's strategic position and open markets made it a magnet for growth. Canada was the unexpected winner, reaping the benefits of a shifting global trade landscape. The tariffs hit American auto suppliers hardest, triggering a domino effect across the industry. Small and mid-sized companies already operating on thin margins saw orders from GM and Ford slashed overnight. Michigan's SMT Automation, after a major expansion, faced disaster as customers cut back. Across the Midwest, suppliers laid off skilled workers and idled expensive machinery. Many had invested heavily based on automaker forecasts, now rendered useless by the tariffs. The policy meant to protect American manufacturing was now threatening its very foundation. The global nature of car production, parts from everywhere assembled in the U.S., made the shock even worse. The pain wasn't just in Detroit's boardrooms but on factory floors and in local communities. The tariffs exposed the fragility of the entire supply chain. For many suppliers, survival was suddenly in doubt. The 2025 tariffs have forced a painful reckoning for the U.S. auto industry, shaking the foundations of a sector that has long been a symbol of American innovation and strength. Layoffs, price hikes, and production cuts have exposed the risks of disrupting a global supply chain. Thousands of workers have lost their jobs, and communities built around car plants are feeling the strain. While some automakers plan to boost U.S. production, these changes are slow and can't offset the immediate damage. Building new factories and retraining workers takes time, and the transition is proving to be more difficult than many expected. Investment is shifting to Canada, and future job growth may follow. Companies are looking north for stability, and Canadian cities are seeing new opportunities emerge as a result. For consumers, higher prices and fewer choices are the new normal, especially for affordable cars. Many families are now forced to delay purchases or settle for used vehicles. The market is tilting toward pricier trucks and SUVs, leaving budget buyers with limited options. The dream of owning a new, affordable car is slipping further out of reach for many Americans. The industry faces a crossroads: rebuild a domestic supply chain at great cost, or hope for a return to stable cross-border trade. Each path carries its own risks and uncertainties, and the stakes have never been higher. The aftershocks of the tariffs will be felt for years, reshaping not just the auto industry, but the broader American economy. The future of American auto manufacturing hangs in the balance, with every decision today shaping the industry for generations to come. The next chapter depends on whether reshoring can outweigh the pain of lost jobs and higher costs, or if a new approach will be needed to secure the industry's future.